Happy Victory Monday. Jason Sarney here of FinManiacs.com, and welcome to the Monday Morning Quarterback with our resident quarterback, Jay Fiedler. How are you, Jay?
Good morning, Jason. I'm doing well. 8-4 sounds mighty good right now.
Sounds very good and very similar to 2003, which was the last time this Dolphins franchise was 8-4. So let's get right into it, and we're going to start off with the highlight reel play of the day. Speaking of similarities, this looked remarkably similar what you're about to show. A Mike Gesicki one-handed snag. One of your old targets, Arondé Gadsden, a former guest on this show. Mirror image we're going to show the guests right now.
Well, sure. I mean, we had Arondé on a few weeks ago, and I talked about being able to throw the ball and the catch radius that he had, extending out, making big catches across the middle. Didn't matter. And what you're seeing with Mike Gesicki, another huge day yesterday by him. But certainly the highlight of the day was this catch, which we're going to show right here, coming across the middle. This is middle of the third quarter as the Dolphins are rolling, and they opened up the second half with a big touchdown drive. He caught the touchdown on that drive, and here he comes next drive down and making a huge play down the field in the red zone. And here it is on slow motion, extending out, one-handed in the middle of two guys, pulling it back in, takes the hit. I mean, just a tremendous play right here. And plays like that really spark a team. They get extra momentum going on your sideline. The guys get hyped up when a play like that is made, and certainly Dolphins could use more of those. As we go into the last quarter of the season with that. But Gesicki, another huge day and a big highlight right there. Just like my guy LG, number 86, back in the day, he had a tremendous catch, highlight reel play like that as well. Very similar, eerily similar to what OG did.
Now, what's great about Gesicki is that he, as a rookie, was number 86. Do you know that, Jay?
I did not know that, no.
I can go upstairs and get you the jersey that I got a little bit early in his rookie year, because I could null and void it because it is the wrong number. But he was an original 86. He's got that OG in him, and that one-handed catch was absolutely fantastic. So now let's go to the quarterback aspect of the show. And before we just jump into it, I ate a little crow this morning. I said that the first half didn't look terrific for Tua. You're going to show us why things look pretty okay and save maybe one or two plays. And then we can maybe go back and make fun of my take a little bit. But let's focus in on the quarterback play of Tua.
Well, look, I think you got to look at it this way. Tua's a rookie quarterback. Number one, he's in what was his fifth start yesterday.
Yep.
Coming off of an injury, so he was out. He was pulled 2 weeks ago on the last drive in the fourth quarter. He had to sit out last week with an injured thumb. His injury seemed to heal up. He actually looked like he was throwing the ball pretty well, even though he had that thumb wrapped up for the game. And you know what? There were some good things. There were some, ugly things, and there were things that you could see as the game went on. He continued to develop, and what I love seeing out of him, and what I'll touch on a little bit later on is, as he develops, he's taking that on-field experience of some of the mistakes he's making and kind of improving on that and getting better. So we're going to show you a little bit of that as we go. But I pulled up the first half stats, and this is this is not very pretty. 143 yards of total offense, 6 points on the board. It's not what you want to see from your offensive production. But again, we've been talking about it for a few weeks now here on the show. And this Dolphins offense is a team that, has not made the explosive plays. They don't have a 60, 70-yard touchdown strike. They're not making the big plays downfield, 50, 60-yard bombs. And they had that opportunity yesterday and missed on it. But it hasn't been part of their offense as of yet. Some of it, they've had some injuries. They've had guys in and out of the lineup, throughout the season. And again, they're just not, an explosive team, from a personnel standpoint. But they can grind it out. They do have guys that are efficient and effective, and they got to keep doing that and continue playing good defense, converting on third downs, which they had a little bit of trouble with yesterday. And getting those extended longer drives where they control the clock and keep the opposing offenses off the field, because when they start playing the better teams, obviously next week you got Kansas City coming up. You can't afford to have 3 and outs on offense playing against Kansas City. You don't want your defense to be on the field for too long against that guy, and that's a team that makes explosive plays all across the board. So you're going to see a little bit of a dichotomy next week of a team that can put points up at will, make explosive plays, versus a team that's going to have to be efficient, convert on third downs, maybe get a little bit better in the run game, controlling the clock, and do what they can to on defense to create turnovers, which the defense has been excellent so far at doing. But that's going to be a big key next week against Kansas City in terms of having a shot against probably the best team in the league right now.
Absolutely. And I mean, to put up in the first half 6 points against the Bengals team, you look ahead to the Chiefs and you know that you obviously have to score a heck of a lot more points. But you look at what Tua did in the second half, you look at the learning, you look at the progression, you have to find, a lot of positives in that. And then, of course, you have to find a lot of the learning. And that's what you're going to point out as well through this show.
Yeah, so let's just go all the way back, and we're going to touch on a few different points. Okay, number one, Tua. I think we've seen the difference now. Tua and Fitz, and one of the big keys, in terms of the trust factor, in terms of being on the same page. Fitz has been working with Gesicki for a couple of years now. He understands their body language. He knows where they like to get the ball in adjustment situations. And when we talk about that, this fade route against press coverage, they love to go to it. Anywhere on the field, they really love it in the red zone. They've had a lot of success on the fade routes in the red zone, but they also come back to it in the field of play as well many times. And when you see press coverage and they have a go route on, Tua like to just take that matchup and go with it, but they haven't had the success yet in completing these balls. And I think Tua and Parker and Gesicki, are the two main guys that he goes to in those situations. They got to continue working on this throw to get better and get on the same page. So, here it is early in the game. This is a 3rd and 4 situation. They came out, this is their first run of the ball game. They came out with 2 runs, got themselves in a manageable 3rd and 4, and then they came out man-to-man coverage. Okay, like we talked about, they're going to see a lot of. And when Tua makes this throw high and away, this is Gesicki here on the fade route, throws the ball high and away. Okay, I think Tua is just throwing this, back shoulder fade a little bit too high. He's got to get it back down a little bit more and give these guys a chance to make a play. Okay, and you see here, Gesicki really doesn't have much of a chance. But if that's low, this defender is not getting his head around. Okay, so if he just puts it right on the shoulder over there, okay, and it's called a back shoulder for a reason. You want to put it right on his shoulder, not 5 or 6 feet above them, where he has to make an acrobatic throw, turn and catch. Very difficult to make. Okay, but this is stuff that, like I say, he's 5 weeks into his career as a starter. He, when you're not getting those first team reps, you're not getting, reps with these guys all the time. It's tough when you're back up early in the season, before he got the starting nod, he's not getting these reps with Parker and Gesicki. Even after practice, the backup isn't, grabbing the starting guys to say, hey, let's run a few routes, for me. They're working with the guy who's going to be out there. So now these are the throws and these are the things that, he's got to go in and, hey guys, let's get a few more reps today in practice. Let's, stay out a little bit later afterwards. Let's really nail this down. We want to come back to it all the time. We have these plays dialed up. We have those situations. We know we're getting man-to-man coverage. We gotta connect on these a little bit more, more often. And I'm just gonna go down here again. This is the Parker here, and this is kind of coming off an RPO. Where again, they're just not on the same page here. Parker gets a nice inside release there. Okay. Tua comes off the RPO, and instead of putting the ball out in front of him now with this release, okay, he actually throws it to his back shoulder again, just because I think he saw the press early, was expecting to make a back shoulder throw coming off, and that's a tough one. He's running the RPO, he's got his head down. Okay, and he finds Parker late, but this is the throw right now. He gets it out in front of him. That's a big play, and it's just not being on the same page, with your receiver right there. And those are the things that will develop over time. So those are the things that you see in the game. You see 2 incompletions on throws like that, and this is where. Tua and his receivers, got to really work on that, extra in practice, and grab a couple DBs. Hey, let's get a few extra reps this week.
That would be fine. I mean, that would be great to keep on getting those reps going into Kansas City, because Cincinnati was a game where if you're going to have an off first half, let it be against Cincinnati. Get all those kinks out, get the W, learn and practice what you can get better at, get those reps, as you said. Especially against that offense in Kansas City coming up.
Exactly. Okay, and this is a play right now coming out of your own goal line. Okay, you got pinned deep by the punt. Penalty on it. They pushed them all the way back inside the 10. They come out. Actually have a great play call dialed up. Cincinnati's in cover 3. We got a post over the top, a deep in route. You're protected up front. They just, played the soft zone on it, cover 3. Okay, and you got your speedster, Jakeem Grant, going down the middle of the field on a post route. Tua sees it, gives him time, gives him air, puts the ball on him right in his hands, and that's a play Grant has got to make. Okay, and we talked about it just a minute ago. The explosive plays. When you can't make a whole lot of them, when those opportunities come, those are the plays you got to make in order, to have success. And that play right there goes, changes the landscape of your first half. Okay, and you go from 140 yards on offense to over 200 yards on offense, and a play like that coming out of your goal line, really can spark a team right there. If he makes that catch, potentially stays on his feet and runs away from the defender, 90 some odd yard touchdown, or if he dives and catches it, falls down, now you're in positive territory. You just made a big play and you got momentum to continue moving the ball. Okay. What I do like is, they came back a couple plays later. Okay, 2 plays later, and this is what I really have been waiting for them to dial up for a few weeks. And we talked about it a few weeks ago. When you got a playmaker like that, maybe he's not that great, tracking the ball over his shoulder down the field, but you want to get it in his hands, where he can make a play. And they dialed this up a couple times yesterday with Chan Gailey, a little jet sweep, shovel pass up in front. Okay, now you got a speedster getting through a hole on the outside. Okay, gaining, 20 yards on this play. I think he got another 18, 20 yards the next time that they did it. he ended up with 2 receptions for over 40 yards, and all it was a little shovel pass, a 1 yard, a pseudo handoff to him, but it creates a spark again. And when you got a guy who's got wheels like that, who's got explosiveness, as a return man, you got to give him the ball in space where he could try and make a play. And those are, some of the things between that and maybe a quick screen, out to him, where Jakeem Grant can make those explosive plays for your offense.
Yeah, we've all been waiting for as Dolphin fans to see that kind of fun, creative play, get that ball out of Tua's hands, into the hands of the playmaker, and let the playmaker work. I was jumping up and down when I was seeing that play, just for the play call, let alone the actual execution of it, which was great.
Yep, exactly. And hopefully we see a little bit more of that, and they continue developing the offense around that, mixing up some different types of options off of that to help open that jet sweep up. And then they've been doing that. They've run some RPOs with the fake jet sweep coming across. They've been showing it for a couple of weeks, but they haven't actually given it to them yet. And yesterday, you saw 2 big plays out of it. So I think that's going to continue to be a staple in their offense. Okay,
as it should.
Now I'm just I want to talk about just Tua's recognition of defense. And there's sometimes that he sees it and makes a real decisive play on it. Okay, and there are other times that I'm not sure if he's seeing everything that's out in front of him. So we're going to go over 2 plays. This is really good. Okay, and let me just go back just a little bit. Okay, after the beginning of this play, and you'll see it come up where they shift Gaskin outside. And right there, okay, I'm sorry, let me go back just one more time. Okay, as you shift Gaskin out, okay, let me just stop it as he's going. Okay, you're going to see this linebacker, okay, run out to cover Gaskin. Okay, now as soon as you see a linebacker go to the outside with a running back on the outside of a formation, and as quarterback, it's man-to-man. Okay, it's man-to-man defense. They're matching up with their coverage guys against your players. They're going to match up corners against wide receivers and linebackers and safeties against your tight ends and running backs. Okay, so when you see that, and you see this guy start to run out, okay, Tua got good recognition. He sees it, he recognizes it, okay, and he goes to his quick throw on a slant, okay, which is a great man-to-man route, especially when you got a little bit off coverage right here, right into the blitz, sees the blitz, gets it out of his hands right away, hits Gesicki on a short pass. Not a big play, okay, but it's not a negative play. It's 1st and 10. You got 6 yards out of it, and now maybe you signal to the defense, keep coming. I'm going to just keep taking it, okay, and it's going to stop them from attacking you in that way. Okay?
Nothing wrong with a 2nd and 4.
Not at all. Okay, and then we move forward, and let me pull up next play, and this was the sack here that almost turned into a disastrous play. Okay, let me just go back just a little bit. Okay, right to the start. And let me stop it right here. Okay, now you're in a 4 wide set. Okay, shotgun. You got your running back in the backfield. Okay, Gesicki coming in short motion, but he started outside. Safety is covering him. He comes in motion, and what you see here is 1, 2, 3, 4 across the board. There's no one back at safety. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys right at the line of scrimmage. Okay, this is your classic all-out blitz cover 0 coverage. Now there are some times if you have the right matchup and the right play call, okay, you could get these big throws over the top, but you can't wait to make that throw. And that's where, Tua's got to understand that and understand the timing. And when you see this, when you get seven a 7-man all out blitz coming at you, you got to get that internal clock going a little bit. Okay. And understand, if you're going to wait to make that throw, you got to create a little bit of space for yourself. Okay. And that's something that Tua just did not do. What I'd like to see is, if you know you're covered up right here and your free man's going to come, on the side of where your running back is, okay, and this is what happens. They had a free rusher coming at him on this side. Okay, if you know you're going to your deep throw, okay, come out a little bit. Just give yourself a little bit of space after you catch the ball. All right, drift a little bit away from that pressure to give yourself that extra split second to make that throw. Or, all right, find your quick outlet, which he has with a quick out right here on the top, which is open, which he could have taken right there. Okay, so as we go forward, you're going to see the free man coming right off the edge. Okay, if he could just come out here, all right, move more to the middle of the field, all right, as he's looking, I think he's looking right here for Gesicki. And I'm not sure if he was going, he comes off the screen. I'm not sure if he ends up going on a flag or a post here. Okay, but you can't wait too long to make that throw. And with zero coverage, it doesn't hurt to just throw that ball out there, knowing your guy, knowing where your guy is going to run to, okay, and getting it out there sometimes, okay. But you also got to make sure that he's getting up on him quick, okay. So Tua tries to get himself a little bit of space, okay, but he doesn't get enough. His internal clock isn't quite on time, and he takes a big hit, number one. And he did get rid of the ball. He did, his arm was coming forward, so it was the right call, reversing it and making an incompletion, okay. But this is a play right here where, if you look up top, okay, he could have had this ball. All right, and the next step, he's going to break off into an out route. Okay, he could throw it right into the blitz, right over the top of the blitz, and get this right here for the first down. Okay, it's 3rd and 3. Okay, you want to get a first down. You could get this ball out of your hands, put it right to the sidelines. You got a quick out play against a cover 0 blitz, a free rusher coming at you. Okay, that's a play he could have made instead of trying to make the big play, trying to make the explosive play down the field, every single time.
Yeah, it's another learning on the job kind of training lesson. And listen, Tua's kind of got that cat-like 9 lives. A lot of these lucky situations, but it's okay. You live to fight another day. You learn from it and you progress.
Absolutely. And what I'm going to show you coming up here is really good job of him progressing throughout the game. Okay, and then let me just pull up first play, first quarter. All right. No, there we go. 3rd down play. Okay, so here we are. We got 3rd and 6 right here. Okay, and Cincinnati actually shows a bit of a zone defense. Okay, they're looking like they're playing man. Okay, and they end up getting back into a soft zone coverage. These guys bail out of there. Okay, it's and Tua, okay, he looks at it, he sees that they drift back into a zone. He looks over to Gesicki at first, thinking it's possibly man-to-man. He gets his eyes back over to the strong side, okay, but he didn't read the whole play out, okay. And what you're going to see here is, I'm not sure if this is Bowden or Grant in here, okay, but we got a flat route coming out. This had to be Bowden because Grant was the intended receiver. Okay, we had a flat route coming out underneath and a little hook over the top. Okay, Now, when Cincinnati was playing zone coverage, and they like to play a lot of quarters coverage in this game, and I looked at their game last week against the Giants. They play a lot of quarters coverage as well. And quarters coverage is a coverage that's going to give up the flats a lot. Okay, so on a 3rd and 6 play, you're looking to get first down. You're looking to get move the chains a little bit. Come out here, okay, and as he looks back, he's got Bowden wide open in the flat, okay, but his eyes went right to Grant. This defender in here peeled back on him, okay. They had defender squeezing him from the inside, and this was almost picked off. Okay, you can see number 21, who has the flat, peeled all the way back with Tua's eyes, okay, and covered that second level throw, okay. But what so you see this. He looked left. He looks back to look right. Looks back to his left. Okay, and that hole is not there for him. Okay, so I'm sure coming to the sideline, coaches are talking to him, saying, "Hey, and Fitzy's probably talking to him. Hey, the flat's there. The flat's there. Well, they're playing cover 4. The flat's there. Just go out and take it. Make them cover it. Okay, and then you could come back to the second level on that." And what happens? Okay, let's move forward a little bit. First and 10 in the fourth quarter, the second quarter. All right, Gesicki goes into the flat. Take it. Okay, they're in zone coverage, a little quarters coverage. He looks there, he reads it out, takes the flat right away. Good throw. All right, there's an 8-yard gain on first down. Okay, now we're going to move forward a little bit more. And next play, 7:48. Here we go. 2nd down, 10. Okay, they're in an empty set. Take the flat. All right, zone coverage, quarters coverage. Take the flat right now. Make them cover. Make them cover it. Okay, so that's two throws he's made into the flat. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to go into the second half. Okay, and this is the opening drive of the second half, and they do a great job. They're moving the ball downfield. They got some good momentum going. Okay, and this is a great read and great play by Tua. Okay, so now what you got again? You got quarters coverage from the secondary. Okay, and this is a good route combination against quarters coverage. You got a flat route here by Laird. You got Parker. Running a deep out over here, and you got a outside go taking the corner out of position. Okay, so with the go against quarters coverage, corners gotta cover him deep. Okay, so that leaves the safety on an inside leverage to cover this deep out. Okay, so now what you're looking at is this flat defender right here. Okay, and this flat defender is who you're throwing off of. All right, so if this flat defender covers the flat, you throw it to the next level. If he sinks like they've been doing, okay, you just throw it to the flat. All right, now he does a great job. Now I just showed you that he's thrown it to the flat a couple times, okay, and they've gotten some good coverage out of it. Now what does he do here? He gets his eyes on the flat, okay, but as he got his eyes on the flat, he's really looking at this guy, okay. And as he, with his eyes on the flat, he's pulling the defender to play it, number one, but he's also got his eyes on him to make sure that he's not peeling off, okay? So now as I move forward, he stays square playing this flat. Now Tua peels his eyes back up to the second level, and now you can make that big throw down the field and get the 18, 20-yard gain. To the second level. Okay, so sometimes it just takes a few of those plays early on. All right, take what the defense gives you. Take it. Keep taking it every single time until they come up and cover it, and that's when you could get those plays into the second level. Okay. Now, what happens with again with a lot of younger quarterbacks is they want to make those plays down the field quick. They want to take the bigger chunks every opportunity that a play is called. Okay, But what I love seeing there is early on, he tried making that play to that second level. Okay. I'm positive the coaches told him, hey, the flat's there, take the flat until they take it away. And you saw that happen 2 plays, going forward. He takes the flat route a couple plays, and then, down into the second half, they cover the flat. He pulls him there with his eyes, and he could get that easy throw to the next level. It's where you're not thrown into tight windows into that second level and intermediate throws.
It was really a perfect setup to kind of let that man bite. Almost like when a running game can set up the play action pass, these flat checks are setting up those intermediate next route options.
Well, yeah, and again, it's just understanding what the defense is showing you, understanding your game planning, knowing what type of defense you're facing. Teams that play that soft, cover 4 type defense, that's what they want to do to you. They want you to take the flat underneath. They might give you, a chance for that deep post route over the top of the safety, and you got to make those plays when they're there. Okay, but it's tough to make those intermediate throws against that type of defense when they're just sinking everything inside. Okay, and dropping their flat defenders, they're dropping their underneath coverage, into that second level throws. You got to be able to have patience and take those underneath throws, get the 5 yards, get a 6 yards, get 8 yards here, get 4 yards over there, convert a third and 3 with a flat route. Get a first down, play for 8 yards, gives you a second and 2, and now all of a sudden, your team is moving the ball. You're grinding out, and without those explosive plays, you could still move the ball downfield and get points on the board.
And chips away to defense where they're just going back up to the line of scrimmage, staying out there, and it's just really kind of beating them into a submission.
Yeah, no doubt. So again, that was a great to see. From Tua understanding the game and learning that with on-field experience, saying, hey, you know what? It looks like I could fit it in there, but the window's not quite there. Let me try and open the window up a little bit by taking those underneath throws, okay? And then down the road, okay, when you could pull those, once you hit those underneath throws a couple times, then you can start manipulating the defenders with your eyes. Okay, and that's what you saw on that last play was Tua looks his eyes to the flat, okay, and then he pulls the defender up, and then he could hit that second level throw on the out route to Parker.
You love seeing it. You love seeing the progression, and these are just those non-statistical nuances that he continues to get better on, and you're seeing it, and it really is evident with what is happening now on the field. And that second half, again, I can't say it enough, a lot of respect for a rookie to just come on out and fix it and make the adjustments and really move the offense, lead him to a win.
Yep, no doubt. I think, tremendous second half. They made, they made some big plays like the Gesicki catch across the middle that we touched on early on. They came back to that jet sweep with Grant, got a big play on that one. And then they, the other one was, the big scramble with Tua coming out of the pocket, getting back into his comfort zone, getting on the move to his left side, and he found Gaskin making a nice adjustment over the top of the defense, which was a big play in that first drive coming out in the second half. And we'll touch on that, a little bit more in the midweek analysis with the All-22. I want to go through that first drive coming out in the second half. I thought there were some really good things, that came out of that, both from a coaching standpoint and setting themselves up in the right situation, and also just from a playmaking standpoint, like I said, being able to make a play scrambling out to his left, a little bit of improvisation between him and Gaskin, making a huge play and driving the ball down and ultimately scoring that touchdown on the opening drive, which is huge when you struggle in the first half, you get the ball coming out of the second half, and you're able to make that, make a few plays. I think Tua was 5 or 6 on that opening drive in the second half, and it ended up with the touchdown to Gesicki, on a little fade route down there. And now you get you come back, you get the lead, and you got a lot of momentum on your side, rolling through the end of the game.
Defense doesn't give up a lead, and that's just one of the greatest components of a football team is 3 faces to it. And everyone knows how good the special teams have been playing. The offense is that work in progress, but this is turning into an elite defense, and you've played with elite defenses. I don't know we could put them there. We can't put them to where they're Hall of Famers and future Hall of Famers, obviously.
Not
but
yet.
do you get a sense of, you look at the cornerbacks, look at the ability to rush the passer. There's a junior kind of sense to this, a little 2000 light defense.
Oh yeah. Well, look, hey, you got Howard on the outside is as good as anyone right now. As long as he stays in the game. A little bit ticky tack on that ejection, I thought, but I think the NFL is just trying to get control and making some examples out of him on that play. But again, he had the huge interception before that early in the game. He's making plays. It seems every week. So he's a guy that going forward, and he's going to get tested next week. That's for sure. With those matchups with Hill and Watkins. With Kansas City coming at you, they're going to have to find an answer for Kelsey, covering him as well. But defense will get tested next week. But if they could get the pressure on the quarterback with their front four that they've been getting, for every week it seems, Agba is making some big plays. Wilkins is really coming into his own right now. Making some plays as well, and you're seeing them put pressure without having to blitz, and that's a huge compliment to your defense.
And what I'm really looking forward to seeing against Kansas City overall is that, and you want to set a bar of what kind of franchise you want to emulate, and it's the Kansas City Chiefs. I think with everything, the speed that they have, the young quarterback in Tua, and let's just see what happens in a year, 2, 3, because this is a very special situation brewing in Miami. It really is. And as you said, the midweek show, we're going to pick out a lot more of that, all 22, which a lot more comes out. And I have a feeling a lot more positive is going to come out.
I'm sure it will. And I'm looking forward to getting into that all 22. I think it should be coming out this afternoon. It should pop up on the NFL Game Pass. And, I'm looking forward to really getting, deep into the analysis and seeing, exactly what they're doing on offense, what they're doing great, what they're, what they continue to need to improve on. And, I think, you're seeing that a little bit, right now. But, I'm really looking forward to seeing, how they create those matchups and seeing exactly what Tua is looking at on each play.
It's going to be a fun analysis. It's a fun time to be a Dolphin fan. 8-4. So for Jay Fiedler, Jason Sarney here with the Monday Morning Quarterback, and we'll see you in a couple days on the midweek show. Take care, everybody.